Hey guys, welcome back to dansfair.com. Again, it's dansfair.com and also sfairrealestate.com. Thank you for watching wherever you are, and especially on YouTube. To all my YouTube people, thank you very much. So, as you know, one of my New Year's resolutions for 2015, and we are well into 2015 now, it's April 29th, 2015, was to read one book per month. And I'm averaging 2 books a month. So this book review is Phil Jackson, 11 Rings. Okay, it's Phil Jackson's latest book. I think it was written in 2013, right when he took the job of president for the New York Knicks. So what I like about this book and what I like about Phil Jackson is a lot of this stuff. First of all, I'm a huge sports fan. I want to buy the Clippers. But a lot of this stuff is interesting to me, obviously, because I like sports. I used to be a huge Laker fan until they started winning, and then I liked the Clippers. And I've always liked the Clippers, actually, but I would cheer for both in the past. But once the Lakers started winning, I had to get off the bandwagon. I work like that. I work in weird ways. It's almost like I like the struggle better than just winning and putting it on cruise control. But I'm a huge fan of Phil Jackson, and especially when he coached the Bulls, then most recently with the Lakers. What I like outside of the sports theme, which is obvious in this book, I mean, if you're into sports at all, you should read it. A lot of behind the scenes stuff about the Lakers, about the Bulls, it's all in there. But what I like about this book is it translates well into the business world too, especially if you're a manager of employees or you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to build a team. This book talks about, and Phil Jackson actually himself talks about how he manages his players and how he creates a culture that fosters winning. So I can't remember the exact way he put it, but there's like 5 levels to a championship team, and this can basically translate to the business world. So you have the bottom tiers where everyone's just selfish, trying to score points for themselves. Then you have something in the middle where people are starting to gel. And then you have something at the end where they just do it for the pure love of the game. It's all natural. Everything kind of flows together smoothly. That's what you're trying to reach as an entrepreneur, as well as an NBA coach or whatever else you may be. Whatever you're doing that has you in a position where you're in charge of building a team, building a culture. So he has a very interesting brand of leadership. He's definitely not forceful. You have some managers, some entrepreneurs that are forceful with their employees, that try to impose their will on people. I've been around these kind of people before. It does not create a good culture. It creates a culture of fear. What Phil Jackson does is he kind of lets people's personalities, he leverages the good parts of their personality, and then he tries to control the bad parts of their personality by having the other team members actually help them with their personality flaws. So there was one particular case where Scottie Pippen on the Bulls, during a very crucial part of the game, he took himself out of the game, and Phil Jackson had to put someone else in there. The Bulls ended up losing the game, and afterwards Phil was furious, but instead of going off on Scottie Pippen in front of everybody, he let the teammates do it, the captains. So what happened was Bill Cartwright actually basically told Scottie Pippen what he did was unprofessional, wrong. All the other teammates rallied around Bill Cartwright, and Scottie Pippen later apologized. So that's a good brand of leadership. That's one that I kind of relate to as an entrepreneur. I'm naturally inclined to act that way. Also, this book talks a lot about teamwork and how different personalities can blend in together, kind of similar to the last issue or the last topic that I mentioned, and selflessness. So you get to the point. This is apparent with Kobe Bryant. When he came into the league, he was selfish. He was hell-bent on being the best player ever. And Phil got him to the point where he was actually almost, he never was fully a selfless leader, but he became much less selfish towards the end of his career, because he realized that if he wanted to win without Shaq, he had to get his teammates involved, and he had to make them feel like they were part of the team and they had something to do with the winning. So letting the employees figure out problems for themselves. Phil Jackson's known for, or famous for, not really calling timeouts during critical moments of the game, because he wants his players to figure out the problems themselves. And a lot of his coaching actually is not X's and O's. Most of his coaching is not X's and O's. It's creating the mindset for the players. So this is what I like about the book. It really translates well for employees and entrepreneurs who are building teams, managing people. Put your employees in a position where they can figure out the problems for themselves. Give them the necessary tools to accomplish that, and then you have to trust that they're going to do it. And if they don't, let the other team members kind of work it out with the employees and say, hey, here's where we went wrong. So you really have to trust your teammates, your employees, and the teammates have to trust each other for this to work. And that's what took Phil Jackson so long with the Chicago Bulls to actually create this culture. With the Lakers, he won right away because it seemed like they gelled quicker, and they had Shaq and Kobe. So even if they didn't gel perfectly, they still had so much talent that they ended up winning. But that's what I took home from this book. There's definitely better business books out there. This is not a business book, but I liked it because it was an easy read for me. I'm a sports fan. So I give it probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10 because while it's a unique perspective that Phil Jackson has, it's nothing that I haven't heard before, but it was pretty cool for me at least to see it and how it relates to the backstories of the Bulls and the Lakers. So 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not a must read like the other book I recommended, What I Learned Losing $1 Million and How Adam Smith Can Change Your Life. But it's a good read, and if you're a sports fan, you probably will read it anyways. So that's my take on that book. DanSfera.com, SferaRealEstate.com, and take care. Yeah.